Good evening. A taxi driver has told ITV News Central that he's lucky to be alive after he was lured to a fake job in Birmingham and attacked with a knife. Sajid Mahmood was stabbed multiple times in the neck, face and hands.
The attacker, who got into Mr Mahmood's taxi before launching into the attack and robbing him, is still at large. Rajiv Popat has this exclusive story.
Sajid Mahmood says he feels frustrated that he needs help with eating and washing. Just over a week ago on a Saturday night, Mr Mahmood was stabbed by a man who had got into his taxi. He told him he wanted to go to Pershaw Road by the cricket ground in Birmingham.
Then he goes, how much is it going to cost? I said to him, roughly about £8 from where we are. He goes, that's okay. He goes, do you want the money now or do you want it later? I said, that's okay, you can pay me later when we get there. So he started putting his left hand in his pocket. I thought he was going to get the money to pay me or something like that. But as soon as he put his left hand in the pocket, he started hitting me. I didn't feel like he was stabbing me. It felt like he was punching me. First, he started all around my neck at the back. Then I started putting my hands up. I said to him, what you doing, what you doing? Then in an aggressive voice, he just said to me, give me what you got, give me what you got.
Mr Mahmood said the vicious attack continued even after he'd handed over his mobile phone and money. As well as serious injuries to his hands, he has stitches on his neck and chin. This is where the attack took place. It was around 11:15 in the evening. Mr Mahmood had no idea that the fare he was about to pick up would have such a devastating impact on his life.
I was thinking to myself, if I didn't undo my seatbelt and run out the car, I thought he would have killed me in the car. Even the paramedics, when they were cleaning my wounds, they said to me that you are very lucky to be alive because the way he stabbed me on here, he goes anywhere around. If he stabbed you somewhere here, or anywhere around here, you know, you could have been dead or something like that.
This man, who doesn't want to be identified, was the first person at the scene after he heard Mr Mahmood shouting for help.
Between 4 or 5 of us, we were just doing what we could. We could have bled to death if we wouldn't have stepped in and helped him. We just performed first aid on him till the ambulance came. You only ever see him in the movie, stab wounds, but to see him in real life on your neck, back, and the ones on the arm and hand were horrendous. He told us he was diabetic as well. You know, between us and the phone call to the ambulance, we were just trying to do what we could.
I would like to thank all the neighbours on that street who actually helped me on that day. If it wasn't for them, I probably would have been dead, I thought to myself. They've been very helpful to me.
Mr Mahmood told me the attack is taking its toll physically and emotionally.
Every other night now, I still get the nightmare of actually what happened and all that. Even last night, I woke up from a sleep. I was sleeping, and about 1:30, 2 o'clock, I woke up in a shock like that, and I just, you know, realised I'm still in bed. But it just keeps coming to me on my mind. And with my kids and my daughters now, they just actually don't want me to do taxi. They go to me, Dad, what you've done is done now. That's it, quit it now. It's not safe out there.
Do you think you'll go back to being a taxi driver?
To be honest with you, May, I won't be quitting, not that quick, because I need to do, because I've got a mortgage. Until I find something else, yes, I'm thinking myself to quit as well, yes.
Well, Rajiv joins us in studio. And Rajiv, a horrible, vicious attack. What have police said about it?
Sam, West Midlands Police are still investigating. No arrests have been made, and because of that, they're appealing for anyone with information to contact them. Previously, they have described this as a savage attack on a man who was going about his own business.
And what sort of reaction from the taxi hire industry?
Well, there is an organisation called the National Private and Taxi Association. They have condemned the attack. They say Mr Mahmood is lucky to be alive. Now, interestingly, they say that attacks like this on drivers have gone up, and they believe that if private taxis had CCTV installed, then these type of assaults could be prevented. Now, earlier I spoke to a chap called Iftikhar Hussain here in Birmingham. He represents private taxi drivers in the city. He also agrees with that. He believes CCTV is the answer. And he told me what impact this attack is having on other taxi drivers.
This is a very horrific attack, a totally unprovoked attack on a taxi driver who is out there to earn his living, working on social hours. I've had calls from quite a large number of people and they said we need more safety. And a lot of taxi drivers have also stated that they probably will not be doing taxi, they probably will be quitting.
Mr. Mahmood has still got quite a few hospital appointments. He doesn't want to carry on driving a taxi, and it's going to be at least 3 months before he's allowed behind the wheel again.
Indeed. Rajiv, thanks for that.